Hey guys, Troubletcat here, and this is my sort of final verdict for the Battlefield 3 beta. This is a game that goes for about 8 minutes where you're unsuccessful attackers, but I thought it was a decent, relatively exciting game and not too long as Battlefield games can sometimes be, so I decided to use this footage for this video. I'm not calling this a review because obviously this is just a beta version of the game. These are my impressions so far, and so far, I'm pretty damn, I'm liking it a lot, and I'm really looking forward to release. There's two ways I can go about this video, and there's been so much complaining about the beta that I kind of feel like the fact that I like it means I have to go on the defensive and address all the whinging and all the complaints about the game, instead of just talking about the game for what it is and for what I like about it, which isn't really what I want to do, so I'm not going to. But I will say, in short, to address all those complaints, it's a beta, for one thing. It's an old build. I know people are saying it's very close to release to make changes and fix things. The fact is, they've improved things during the run of the beta already, and it was an old build to begin with, so they aren't bothering to update this one anymore. I'm guessing the release candidate is much further along than this. Anyway, not that this is actually in that bad of a state as people claim. Anyway, it's a beta, it's an old build, it's not Battlefield 2, it's not trying to be Battlefield 2. Some people seem confused about that point. And basically what it comes down to is, look, there are a lot of good arguments for people saying, oh, it's so glitchy, it's gonna be so glitchy on release still, this is not beta, this is a demo, and the full game's gonna be shit, and herb-a-derb. Also, yeah, one other thing, they chose a smaller map, I guess so they could show off the different terrain types, which gives it more of a Call of Duty kind of feel. I'm sure on the larger maps with vehicles and 64 players and just shit everywhere, people will get that epic Battlefield feel more. Anyway, threw a grenade into a bush there, almost blew myself up. No, what it comes down to is I trust DICE to release a good, high-quality, polished game. And yeah, BC2 was pretty buggy on release, and it got fixed up pretty quickly. And in fact, the release was, again, it was a big improvement on the beta as well, which was only a short time before release. Basically what I'm saying is, I like the way the game plays, basically, and I trust DICE to deliver a quality product. There are people who don't like the feel of the game, and that's their issue. I do, and I'm going to talk about why. A lot of this is going to be comparative between this game and Bad Company 2, which I'm not going to compare directly to BF2, because people are like, oh, BF3 is the sequel to BF2, not BC2, but fact is, the Bad Company games are part of the Battlefield series, and it's not like, when DICE sat down to make this game, they didn't wipe the slate clean and say, oh yeah, let's just pretend the shit we did in BC2 never happened and go directly from BF2, thereby taking several steps back in terms of the developments we've done. Despite the fact that Bad Company 2 was a very successful game on all platforms, including PC, the primary platform for BF2. BF3, rather. That's what a lot of people seem to have wanted them to do, who were expecting to play Battlefield 2. But no, DICE have taken into account, Bad Company 2 and that game's success on PC, as well as on console. Because it was a good game. Sorry. I get really frustrated with all the fucking whinging that's going on. I mean, it's not the fact that people have problems with the game, and that's fine, and I love people giving feedback, but there's just been so much whinging. Anyway, basically, Battlefield 3, why do I like it? Well, I feel, I want to say that I feel like it's a really strong skill-based game. Right now, in the beta, there's a big problem with latency, where a lot of times you will feel like you're getting killed in situations where you really should not, and that's something that, if that is fixed in the final release, I think I will really be able to take this game seriously, competitively, and I like that a lot, because I want to do that. I'm going to be playing this game pretty hardcore style, trying to do fairly well and stuff like that. This will be some good gameplays in my future when this game comes out. Anyway, aside from that, I was a little bit iffy about the higher bullet damage at first, because they raised the bullet damage in this one a lot from Bad Company 2, which normally to me high bullet damage is it feels like it encourages people to just sprint around being tarred waffles like in COD and stuff like that, but it actually doesn't in this game. You can do it a little bit on this map in the interior areas where there's a lot of concealment, but you can see here outside, you really, if you want to be successful, you really do have to take it slow and check your corners. It's the same inside. I guess the key difference is, if you're successful, you want to stick with your team in this, 9 times out of 10. Occasionally, yeah, you can get a really good run by going solo and getting behind the enemy, flanking them, using your stealth. But that's not an easy thing to do, necessarily, so that's fine, too. Generally speaking, though, you want to be sticking with your team, you want to be taking it nice and slowly, doing the same kind of slow push that I talked about in my Why I Prefer Battlefield COD video, as in BC2. It definitely still has, it feels like a Battlefield game to me, still. Absolutely, no doubt, this is a Battlefield game to me. Trying to stab that guy, failed, that only kind of was from the back. I think I slashed him in the face and then shot him. So I don't mind the high bullet damage in this one, because it doesn't turn it into Call of Duty. It doesn't turn it into people sprinting around like crazy, derping. It's still really got the feel of a Battlefield game to me, even on this map, despite the lack of vehicles and the smaller scale. And I mean, I always like these smaller infantry-based maps in Battlefield, because they still have that Battlefield feel that makes them much more interesting to play than they would be in Call of Duty. What else? What else did I want to say? There are definitely other things. There's a couple balance issues with the game right now. There are a few things that I feel should be toned down a little bit, but overall, the balance is phenomenally good. Every weapon is useful. There are a few weapons that feel a little bit too useful, let's put it that way. But generally speaking, every gun is useful, and nothing feels like it absolutely dominates. A lot of people have been complaining about the F2000 being overpowered. It's not, it's not one of the guns that I think needs to be toned down. Anyway, and I don't just say that because I like using them. Anyway, what the fuck else was there? Oh yeah, Battlelog. A lot of people have been complaining about Battlelog. They're sort of web browser based, server browser / stats tracking / social networking thing, and I can understand the complaints. The system doesn't work. There's some problems in beta. It's not the system doesn't work. The system doesn't work that well in beta. There's some problems with the server browser, especially. Not all the features are enabled for stats tracking. Some links go to the wrong place. There are glitches. It's beta, and I think mostly they're trying to test Battlelog with a wide audience in this beta. Anyway, I really like the level of stats tracking available, and I do really enjoy the social networking aspect. It's actually, it gives it this real communal feel to gameplay. And especially the platoon system, where sort of every win or loss you make counts towards the glory of the tribe, the glory of the clan. By the way, my clan is recruiting. If you live in Oceania, you try and get in touch with me. Do you live in Australia or New Zealand? Anyway, on a completely unrelated note. Anyway, back to the game. I think would be appropriate. I actually really like Battlelog. I wish the server browser worked flawlessly, and if it did, I would actually love their system because of the social aspect that it brings to FPS games. That is something that first-person shooters could do to have more of a social aspect. You know, it's something that can really make an online game, is if there's a good, strong social aspect. It's why MMOs can be so successful despite mediocre gameplay. I almost don't want to say that because I know it's going to be fucking controversial, but it's one of the big reasons why MMOs are so successful. You can see here, my team successfully lost. And it's nice to see them trying to bring that to shooters. So basically, final verdict for BF3 is, I love the way the game feels. It feels like Battlefield. I think it's a skill-based game, assuming they fix the latency issues. I think Battlelog is fine once it's working properly. And I wish people would stop bitching about the game so much. Constructive feedback, great. There are some problems, and some of the feedback on the forums is good and constructive. About the squad system, for example, could definitely do with some reworking. I can understand different opinions about the bullet damage, stuff like that. That's all fine. I just wish there was less just straight up whinging and bitching and herp derp, I'm canceling my pre-order because So basically people are idiots. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Troubletcat out. Remember to like and comment and all that shit. Bye, guys!